we are going to build the first part of our login portal. All right. So I've provided a starter template here for us. It's got the required meta tags and the doctype that Bootstrap requires. And then down here, we've got some scripts. I've got the CDN for the jQuery and the tether. All right. And then you can see that I've also have an assets folder here. And I've dropped a DevSlopes logo in here for us to use. And what we're going to do now is to make sure that you always have the latest version of Bootstrap, we're going to go to Bootstrap's website and download it so we can add it to our project. So go ahead and launch your browser, and let's go to Bootstrap 4. All right, and then right here in the middle, we're going to go ahead and download Bootstrap. And we are just going to grab the essentials for us, okay? So this top one here, Bootstrap CSS and JS, go ahead and download that. And wherever you stored your project is where we're going to add this to. So I'm going to add this to the DevSlopes login portal and just save it there. And be sure to unzip the file. And then it opened up my project here again, and I'm going to go ahead and just delete the zip file. I don't need it. All right, so let's come back to brackets, and you can see that we've got our Bootstrap folder here. And let's go ahead now and link the styles to our project. So open up the Bootstrap folder, dive into the CSS. We're going to grab the minified grid system here first. And then let's do this again over here. We're going to grab the styling for Bootstrap now, so the Bootstrap min CSS. And remember, we're grabbing the minified versions because it's going to allow the load time in the browser to be faster. All right, and then as always, the very last style sheet we should be referencing is our own. That way, if needed, we can override any of Bootstrap's classes with this. So we've already got our main CSS file here. Now, let's also add our JavaScript file for Bootstrap. So we're going to add a source here. Go ahead and grab the Bootstrap. This time we're diving into the JS folder and grabbing the minified version. Okay, perfect. So that's it. That's an easy setup. So now we've got our Bootstrap to work with here in our project. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a container to our project, right? Because Bootstrap requires everything to be added within a container. Otherwise, Bootstrap's not going to work properly for us. So we're going to add a div class here of container. And remember, there's two types of containers we can use. If we just use the regular container, this is going to add a container more centered in the center of our viewport, and it's going to have a bunch of extra margin on the left and right side. And if we added the container fluid, remember, this takes up 100% width of the viewport. Because we're building a login portal and it's going to be smack dab in the middle of our viewport, let's go ahead and just use a regular container this time around. Help keep everything in the center for us. All right, we'll open that up. And then on top of that, remember all of our content has to live within columns, okay? And columns can only be an immediate child of a parent, which would be the row. So we're going to make a div class here of row. So you can imagine here that we've got this container, and now we have one giant row in this container that goes from left to right, okay? And the only thing that we can add to a row is a column. So we're going to create 3 columns here, all right? And the first one, we're just going to add regular col. And I will tell you why here in just a moment. Then let's add our second column. Now this column is going to be where we add all of our content. This is where the login portal is going to live. And I'll tell you why. With this being the center column, it's going to center everything in the screen for us. So we're going to do a col 8 here. So remember that Bootstrap works on a grid system, and it works on a grid system of 12. Okay, so that means this right here, this center row or this center column is going to be 8 spaces wide. And then by adding, oops, what's going on here? I didn't close my div tag here. Yes, I did. Put it in the wrong spot here. And then we're going to add our last class of call. Now, if you remember, when we use just the standard call class in Bootstrap, what this does is by adding each one of these on the side of this center column, it is going to take up an even amount of space on each side of the column. It's just going to, take that width up or the margins on the side evenly and just distribute it so it puts all of our content in the center here. And then by setting this to a call 8, we are explicitly saying, hey, this is always going to be a column width of 8, period. And then we want this class on the sides here to take up any extra space on the sides and distribute that evenly as the viewport changes sizes. Okay. All right. So now that we've got our column class of 8, let's use a Bootstrap component here to build our login portal. And what we're going to do is we are going to use a panel. So go ahead and open up your browser. So we've just downloaded Bootstrap. Come over here to the documentation. And then we've already done an overview of this. Come down to the components. And then you can see here, where did it go? We need the card right here. And we're going to select the card. And this is going to be our login portal, the box that all of our content lives in. All right, so let's come down here, and it's given us a few examples of different types of cards we can use, but we want the most simplistic card to work with here, the most minimal, so we can just customize it the way we want and only add the content that we need. So this one right here, this looks great. This is what we're going to use here. So go ahead and just click on copy, and then let's come back over to brackets, and right inside of this column 8, go ahead and paste that. Okay. And then to get everything to reformat for me, I did Command-Shift-L. It's actually a Bootstrap extension. It's called Beautify. It just reorganizes all of your HTML or JavaScript if things get out of like syntax order. Like, just makes it beautiful, right? All right. So we've got this card block here. All right, now let's go ahead and launch the project and see what this looks like. All right, perfect. So it has put a card block in the center here for us. If we look closely, you can see that this has rounded corners on it. The content here in the center, Bootstrap has already added padding to this, so all the content here isn't going to be snugged to any of the edges. And remember, we don't want to get in habits of copying and pasting content. Let's go ahead and right-click on this card and click Inspect. And let's understand some of the default stylings, the predefined stylings that Bootstrap has added to this card for us. So we've got the class card block selected here. And then if we come into here, check this out. So they've put a flex on this. All right, so it can flex to grow, shrink, and then has the basis is going to be auto. And then you can see here that it's added this padding to the top, right, bottom, and left. Okay, out of the box. So pretty cool, right? We Bootstrap just added this card block class to the element, and it's got a bunch of style properties already predefined and assigned to it. So that's great. Let's go ahead and add a nice background to our project, and then get our card to be centered in our screen. And let's add our own kind of cool backdrop shadow to this, shall we? Awesome. Let's come back to brackets here. All right, so let's first add our background to our project, okay? So we know that our container is containing all the content that we have here. So we need to go back a level in order for us to add a background to this entire body of the viewport here. So to grab the entire viewport background, we're going to be grabbing the body here. All right, and we don't want to just go into our CSS and grab the body element and then add a background color to it. Because think about this. As soon as we log in through our login portal, it's going to redirect us to a different page, right? And we're going to be using the same body tags throughout different pages in our project. So we want to be specific here and add a class to our body. And why don't we go ahead and call this the sign-in body? All right. And then you can copy this class, head over to our CSS, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the element, grab our class by the element. And then we can go ahead and add a background color to this. And I've actually already got a color picked out here. Let me grab it for us. All right. And now this is just a nice, very soft blue color for our background here. Okay. So we're slapping it on the body because that is the top level of our project. So it'll just grab the entire background. So let's come over to this and refresh this, and you can see now that it has added a very soft blue to the background of this. All right, cool. So now the next thing we want to do is we want to take this card element, we want to move it down so that it's going to be in the center of our project, okay? So come over to brackets and back to the index file, and let's think about how we want to move this down, okay? So if I grab the card element, and the way that I'm going to do this is we're going to add a margin to the top of our element here, so it will push it down from the top of the screen into the center. If we think about this, if I add grab this class here and I add a margin to it, it's going to be pushing against its parent, which is the container here. And the container already has an automatic height of whatever the content height that is inside of this container. So we probably want to go up a level from the card and grab the container, because what happens is if we're grabbing the container and we're pushing a margin against its parent, which would be the body, which is going to be the entire viewport we have, now we have an element that we can push against to actually move all of this content down this card. So let's add our own class to this, and we'll call this the sign-in container. And what I'm doing here is, if you've noticed, is because we're working with a sign-in screen like a login portal, I'm naming the parent class with my own class, like the body, we're using sign-in body, and with the container, I'm calling it the sign-in container. That way, in my CSS, I can still understand what kind of class I'm working with and the exact element I'm targeting here. So go ahead and copy this. We can save this file. I'm going to jump into my CSS again, and then I'm going to grab the element by its class, and then we're going to add a margin top to this. All right, and when we're working with things that where the viewport changes sizes and we want one of our components to flex here, I like to use percentage-based things. So let's experiment and see what like a 15% margin from the top is going to do for us. Come back to this. Let's refresh it. All right, let's come back to brackets. We probably grabbed something incorrectly here. All right, so check this out. It's not recognizing our class because container is a class of itself. It is not an element selector. So just a small syntax error there. So go ahead and save that. Let's come back here and refresh. And there we go. So it has pushed it 10% from the top. And that's looking pretty good. Now that I'm thinking about this, when we add content to this, it's going to be pushing our stuff down here. I'm actually going to raise this just a bit. Come back to brackets. I know I like to be a little bit nitpicky here. And we're going to change that to an 8%. Go ahead and refresh that. That's probably going to work better for us, okay, for our drop down. Awesome. So if we take a look at what we're building here, so now that's looking a lot better. We've got our margin from the top. All right, and we've added our background. So the last thing I want to do is go ahead and let's add this really cool looking drop shadow to our container here. Let's get this out of the way. And then come back to brackets. All right, so to do this, let's go ahead, come back to our HTML, and we're going to be working with the card here, And let's go ahead and add our own class to this so we can modify this the way that we want to. All right, so I'm going to call this the sign-in card. Okay. All right, so we can go ahead and copy this now. Let's come into our CSS, and then we'll just go ahead and grab let's go ahead and grab it by the class card. Create our stuff here. Perfect. So we opened that up. Now let's add some styles here. So the first thing I want to do here is when we add content to this card, I want to make sure that it has enough padding around the elements that are inside of it. Bootstrap has already given us some, but I want to add some of our own. So why don't we go ahead and grab our own padding here, and let's do this 40 pixels. This is going to say 40 pixels from the top and bottom, and then we'll say 0 pixels on the left and right, and like 20 pixels on the bottom. Okay, so this is going to give us some space around the content. Okay, and then let's see what color our panel is here. So our panel, or our card here, is kind of this whitish color. I want to give it a darker gray color. So why don't we go ahead and add a background color to this. All right, and then I've actually got a really soft gray that I want to use here. So go ahead and type this in. It's F4, F4, F4. And then let's go ahead and add that box shadow now. So we're going to go add our box shadow. First, on our shadow, what we're going to be doing is we're going to assign the vertical alignment of our shadow, saying we've got our element here. Do we want it to be X amount of pixels above it or below it? And I'm going to put this shadow to the bottom right. So to do that, we're going to say we want our vertical alignment of the shadow to be 2 pixels, which is going to push it 2 pixels down beneath our element. And then now we're going to work with the horizontal alignment of our shadow, and I'm going to say I want this 2 pixels from the right. And obviously if I wanted this on top or left, we would just add the negative sign. And now we're going to add the blur radius, which is how far do we want this to kind of blur outside and around our element. And let's do a 5 pixel here. Excellent. So now we've positioned the shadow. Now we get to work with colors here. So this is going to be an RGBA, right? Because we know that RGB is a color, and then the A gives us an extra thing to work with to add the opacity. So because we want it to be black, we're going to go ahead and add 0, 0, 0, because the RGB for black is 3 zeros. And now we get to add the opacity. And remember, the opacity works from 0 to 1. So I want to give this black an opacity of 5. So that's like a 50% opacity on this, okay? And then we'll go ahead and save that. Now I want to make sure that this box shadow works on multiple web browsers, because some web browsers have a hard time picking up on box shadows. So why don't you go ahead and copy this, and then below this we can add like a WebKit, okay, and then our box shadow like this. Mozilla has one, and you just do the Mozilla for like Firefox, and then you can add the box shadow like that. So now we're setting the standard one, and then this is going to help it pick up on Chrome and Safari, and this one's going to help it work on Firefox for us. All right, go ahead and save that, and let's open this up again and do a refresh on it. And as you can see, we have created our nice gray background here, and then we've added this really nice soft backdrop shadow for it. So cool. So that concludes this video. It wraps it up. Let's move on.